We are on.
Oh,
Indiana Rocks with Marty Weaver. Welcome, Marty, finally.
yeah, finally.
Good to have you here.
Yeah, very good
Of course,
to be here.
Melvis. And we are here at the Spiceland and Grill recording this live. You get ready to do a gig.
I am. Yeah, with Trish Crow, we're gonna do a dinner set from 6 to 8.
Very cool.
Jazz, classic favorites.
Kind of
you know.
new for you?
Yeah, way out of my comfort zone, but I love it. I love it. Cool stuff.
All right, first thing we always ask anybody, any musician is, have you ever carried a Hammond B3 and a Leslie?
I have a Hammond C3, actually, heavier. Yeah, it's about 370 pounds with the dollies, and you have to have 4 friends that would help you move it.
Yes.
When I was in college, everybody come to my house to party, except on Fridays. I knew if they came over, I'd say, hey, well, you guys help me load this Hammond up. So no one would come over on Fridays.
Friday loading out for the weekend of music, and
Yeah.
and suddenly nobody's around.
They party all week.
Yeah. All right, so what's the name of the band? What's the name of the act?
Oh, this act, Trish Crow and I are something different.
Something different.
Because we are something different.
Okay. And you said jazz standards and
Pop standards.
pop standards?
Yeah,
Cool.
Trying to create that early 60s lounge vibe.
Let's give a little commercial for this place. They've redone it.
How nice it is.
It
It's
is.
a great room.
It is a
And
great-
they're really trying to promote live music. They're getting an outdoor concert series lined up, and yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, so this is what you're doing weekend, Sunday evenings, jazz dinner hour.
Yeah.
What else you playing? Where else you playing?
Well, I play with a band called Mojo Gumbo. We're kind of a New Orleans blues band. We do Meters and Neville Brothers and other kind of New Orleans-ish blues, and we do regular blues too. We play the Silvery Noodle at least once a month.
Mhm.
And we just got a festival date lined up in Muncie. We don't play a lot. But good gigs.
Very
Yeah,
good.
it's a really cool band. We've been together.
Very good players.
Yeah, we've been together for 15 years. Steve Brown is just premier player, guitar player in Sydney.
Right, and what's his nickname?
Scrapper.
Scrapper.
Yeah.
Because he portrayed someone.
Maybe Scrapper Blackwell.
Yes. That's where it came
I
from. Okay.
don't know the legend.
That's the legend.
Yeah.
And Governor Davis.
Well, I played with Gov for a long time. I recorded his first CD, and then I wasn't in the band permanently, but they would hire me for high visibility, high budget gigs. I was playing in house bands at the time, and I played with him really from about 1995, maybe not that late. Yeah, about 95, seriously, maybe before that, we recorded the album, and then played with him probably 5 times a year until I joined his band permanently in 25 years. I don't know, a long time ago. And then that band kind of split up for a while, and then we got the Governor Davis band together. It had been the Blues Ambassadors, and we got Governor Davis band together. The drummer in Mojo Gumbo, Tom Lindmark, played with Gov for 10 years at the end.
Yeah.
Great guy.
So somebody that Melvis and we grew up with. We grew up with the Faith Band.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we were getting ready. We were starting to play music when they were. And I know you worked with Dave Bennett on his album.
I was not in Indiana. I was not aware of the Faith Band until I moved here. But then I heard about the Faith Band over and over again.
Oh, yeah.
And got to meet those guys. Oh, Dave. I played with Dave for a year. He had a jazz CD called Out of the Blue. And Brent Murphy and Dan Jones and we were together for a year, traveling, promoting it.
Yeah.
You know, it was cool. It was instrumental music. It was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great album.
And then Dave would recruit me to play with him and Carl occasionally. I probably did 5 or 6 gigs with them, and Dave Barnes through the years. Not under the Faith Band name, they called themselves other things, but yeah. Dave was perhaps the best guitar player you could ask for, man.
I don't
What
think you'll get any argument.
What a lyrical player,
Yeah,
man.
very
So
tasteful.
Yeah, I know.
Tasteful, that's the word.
Yeah. Yeah, he
never
didn't play guitar licks. He played these beautiful lines.
Melodic.
Yeah, he was
Passages.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've known Dave since I was a little bitty. For my
Was
brother.
he always a badass?
Yeah.
How
Some
bad?
people are just born with it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It was. It seemed effortless for him.
Yeah.
It really did. He would rip off these beautiful, and then the next time we played it wouldn't be that, but it would still be equally
Wouldn't
wonderful.
play the same lead twice.
Yeah, great player.
When I met him, he was playing bass. He was playing in the Cutaways.
When was that?
Oh, early 60s.
Wow.
They used to play at the Alhambra Theater in Knightstown, and they played somewhere here called the Chicken Shack or something here in Newcastle. Again, I don't know where.
We're not
it's
in
at.
Newcastle, we're in Spiceland. All right?
Oh yeah, that's
I mean, only,
Sorry.
only people from Spiceland would care.
You're from Spiceland?
I'm from
originally? Did you go to
Spiceland
Spiceland
originally.
High School, or had it?
It had already changed. My brother and my three sisters all went to Spiceland High School, but it had already changed to Tri-High.
Debbie's sister went to Spiceland.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What was her last name?
Ballinger.
Okay.
Phyllis Ballinger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, the Ballingers.
Yeah.
And you played with this cat over here too.
Yeah,
I don't think you and I don't even think we've ever been on a jam stage together.
Maybe at Brent Murphy's birthday party. Were you there?
I was there.
Did you? Yeah, you know, it was really cold out there, but
It
we
was colder.
jammed. Well, yeah, but
I didn't get up and jam out there
Oh.
because Robin Smith was playing, and he
Robin.
wouldn't sit down.
Robin.
I'm sorry. I apologize. No
we all know Robin.
Yeah, no
Good guy.
disrespect, man. He's a good bass player.
Yeah.
Great bass player.
In fact, I just played a gig with Robin 6 or 8 weeks ago in a Tom Petty tribute band.
Cool.
And Robin.
I was going to ask about that. Indiana Petty and the Wildflowers, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Well, the band's kind of been dissolved. However, we are hired to play a couple of gigs coming up this summer. The lead singer, he runs his own business. A guy looked like Tom Petty, and I think he realized how much time it takes to put in, for a band
do
and all
it
that
good.
stuff.
Yeah.
He wanted to do it a little differently, but we know all the songs now, so we're going to play some gigs with him, and
Cool.
hopefully keep the band together. Robin's not in that band. He had played the last Tom Petty Wildflowers gig with us. I love Robin. I'll see him next week. Guys that
Tell him we said hello.
the guys that got me to Indiana, the Red Ball Jets, was a
man.
Holiday Inn band.
We have jammed together at Holiday Inn.
And yeah, no doubt.
We have. Oh my gosh.
One of the
That's
cats.
45 years ago.
One of the cats in the band. Yeah. Now, one of the cats in the band, Brandon Engel. I don't know if you knew Brandon.
Yeah.
Oh, Brandon passed away.
Oh.
About 3 months ago. He moved to Montana.
Oh, well, no wonder.
He
I had no idea.
passed from cancer. They're having a memorial service for him a week from today in Martinsville, and a bunch of the Red Ball Jets are coming from Kansas City and from around here.
Wow.
Greg Bond, and
Yeah, I remember Greg.
He played with Indiana Jones for a while too, didn't he?
probably.
Yeah.
We were all heavily playing that Holiday Inn scene around here. That's how I met a lot of those cats.
You remember the Brass Menagerie at Holiday Inn?
Absolutely.
The
Absolutely.
Rock and Roll Club inside a hotel.
Yeah, right next to the French restaurant. Yeah, Le Club. Yeah, but it was that was a cool gig. When I was in the Red Ball Jets, we played there every
Yeah.
6 weeks.
Yeah.
For a couple of years. Yeah.
It's a shame to hear about Brandon.
No doubt.
Yeah. They're gonna have a get together for him next
He's
week.
really a good guitar player.
Yeah.
Okay, and I kind of hijacked it. You guys played together. You told me a story. Mel told me a story. You want to tell it, or about how you showed up to sit in with them and had never played a single. Talk about that. Doolittle, right?
Doolittle's 2 in Greenfield. Yeah, and went in there. It just been Brent and
Was-
Larry and me. And
Was that the place that was like in an old grocery store or something? It was real big. Was that Doolittle's? Is that a real?
I think now it's that Dollar General out there by.
Yeah. I remember
Fish
that.
Out there by where Lily's used to be.
Yeah.
Right
Now I
across the-
remember.
And there was an old folks neighborhood.
Yeah.
That just they had a whole bunch of houses built back in there for elderly people, and they all called in, "What's going on?" They ended up having to close that place down.
But the point being,
Yeah.
this guy sat in without ever rehearsing with you, practicing or
Yeah,
anything.
you nailed every song.
No,
man.
that made my best skill as a musician is just being able to fake it.
Hop on and ride.
Yeah.
Make sure you're there at the beginning of the song and at the end of the song, and just ride along in the middle.
When in doubt,
That's
lay out.
When in doubt, lay out. You don't have to play it. You know, that's the bass player's secret
Yeah, if the
too,
bass
man.
player knows that I can usually hang. You know,
Yeah.
that's-
You
Yeah.
sounded great, man.
And for the bass player, if the drummer's solid, all you can do is play along with the drummer, let everybody else ride off of you.
Yep.
And yeah,
Yeah.
but
It was awesome, man.
but don't let these
You've been
secrets
with us
get
for a
out. Let
while.
everybody think playing music's incredibly hard, which it is. All right, so you said the Red Ball Jets got you here. Where'd you start out?
Well, you know, I've been a musical gypsy since '72. I went to school at Oklahoma State in Stillwater, started playing in bands full time. I really haven't been out of a band since 1973. You know, just I went to school for a couple more years, but I played all the time, and then I realized I needed to leave school because I wanted to play. And there was at the time, '75, there was lots
man,
of
there's
lots
everywhere
of
to
work.
play. Everywhere to, yeah.
I moved to Vermont to play with kind of a Grateful Dead band. I quit college and moved to Vermont from Oklahoma, and then went to music school because I realized I didn't really know what I was doing. You know, I went to music school for a year.
I think all of us have done that. You know, you start playing and you start playing with guys, and all of a sudden you get to a point where you go, I really don't know what the hell I'm doing. I got to take some lessons and learn some things. No, I didn't go to music school or anything.
I lucked out and went to Pittsburgh State and played for a year, played in their big band, and got the vocabulary.
How did you get from Vermont to Pittsburgh?
Well, Pittsburgh, Kansas. It's down by Joplin, Missouri.
Oh,
it's right in the
it's
corner.
not Pittsburgh,
I'm sorry,
Pennsylvania.
Pittsburgh State.
So it's down by Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes
when
sense.
I went to Vermont. I was there for a year, and I moved. My folks lived in Kansas, and I moved to Pittsburgh. When I started going to school, I got in school. I went as a business major at Oklahoma State, but I got into music school, and it was great. It gave me that vocabulary, and you know,
Yeah.
I needed it.
All
was
the
good.
basic structures of the
Yeah,
minor
yeah.
chords and the major chords and
All that stuff.
the stuff that you really do need if you're going to play music.
It makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
It just makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
So,
To play with other people. If you just play with the same people all the time, but in order to really work with other people, you got to have a little bit of background of what's going to be going on, how songs are constructed, things like that.
Yeah.
So,
Then moved to South Dakota from there.
okay, that was my next step. You got out of music school, you moved to South Dakota.
Yep. Rapid City, the Black Hills, beautiful place. I ended up living there for 5 years. I played with a really good band. We were just inducted 2 years ago into the South Dakota Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Wow.
I can't believe that. They have a big thing in Sioux Falls.
That's
And
awesome.
the Zakarian Band, and I got a nice plaque and everything. And South
Oh,
Dakota
dude.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Right on, man.
And we were together from 76 through 81 or something like that. Kind of, you know. We were a good band. We played originals and we played Holiday Inns. We traveled a lot, but we wrote music all the time, recorded, and we were a popular band in South Dakota.
Yeah. Everybody always dissed playing at Holiday Inns. But at Holiday Inns, you made some money where you go to a rock club and you might get a drink.
This was a rock band, but we survived. We wouldn't play on the road all the time. We would do 6 or 8 weeks out and come back. And in Rapid City, in the area, we were a rock band. And we did some original stuff on the road, but a little bit. just to work on it. But it was really a good formula. It really did well for us to exploit our musicianship, you know, and made some money, and still did original music.
Yeah, that's best of all worlds.
Yeah, it worked out really nicely for a long time.
And you survived the disco years.
We did. By picking and choosing what we'd play in a top 40 band, there was a lot of good stuff. We didn't do disco.
Yeah, we didn't either, and that was a big mistake.
But
We were in Florida, and everybody. We played in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, at a place called the Stone Toad. Yeah, and there was the night that Saturday Night Fever opened up. There was nobody in the bar, just the bartender.
Everybody was at the movie?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
disco reigned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It did.
Yeah, they had that.
As a club disc jockey in that period?
One whole wall of that place was biz clean. You could look outside and see cars, everybody driving by, and it's like, will we leave at night? That's all that's keeping people from walking in here, grabbing our stuff.
Is
Because
a
we
layer
played
of
there
this
all
week.
week.
Yeah. And that's another thing. It used to be that you would go into a place and you would play from Monday to Sunday.
Yeah.
You know, that's how much work there used to be. And now you're lucky to find a place to play for a night.
Yeah.
In some
You
areas.
can still stay busy, but you gotta hustle a lot more.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Okay, so South Dakota, somewhere I read that you played with the Ink Spots at the Sands in Las
Yeah,
Vegas.
the old Sands, the old Rat Pack stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was with the Mark Sexton Review. We opened for the Ink Spots for 5 or 6 weeks. Trish,
How cool
my
is
partner.
that?
Yeah, on that the old Sands. Yeah, a lot of mojo there. Yeah.
Joe Bonamassa, I think Mel wanted to.
You opened up. For
Yeah, at downtown.
That Elbert.
Yeah.
Elbert on the Circle.
Yeah,
Hilbert.
the Hilbert, the
Gilbert.
Circle Theater.
Yeah.
Yeah. Had.
Yeah, that was sweet. That place was sold
Oh
out.
man, yeah, and
They weren't there to see us, but they were very appreciative. It was a really nice
We
crowd.
did an episode on Guns N' Roses and how they tore up, how they pooped all over their opening acts constantly, you know, and how the opening acts knew that they were not there to see them. It's really cool when an opening act works and the crowd digs it.
Yeah, for sure.
And Joe he was a nice guy too.
He was a nice
I
guy.
mean, every time I saw him, you know, we saw him at.
He still is a nice guy, we presume. It's not like
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
there in
yeah.
Castleton. What was that place? It's not there anymore, but I saw him there, and I saw Kansas there. Toto was there. Yeah, it was just the music mill. It's like down in Castleton.
The music
Yeah,
mill?
yeah. I
kinda
saw the Subdues there.
All those guys were
Yeah, I
great.
saw the Subdues there, and yeah, the music mill. That's someone else, but I remember seeing them there. That was good. That's a great venue.
I think I saw Spyro Gyra there.
Yeah. Wow.
No, maybe it's the Vogue.
We were all standing
Spyro
there,
Gyra.
Yeah.
standing there in line, you know, waiting to get in. And he came out, stood there in line talking to everybody and taking pictures with, you know, guys take his picture with their girlfriends and stuff.
Yeah. Intimate.
Yeah, and he's very, you know.
I saw
really-
Buckwheat Zydeco there. Yeah, he
Yeah.
was really. I saw him many times, but that was an especially good show. Yeah.
That's some cool music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mojo Gumbo does Zydeco.
Yeah.
I play a little bit of accordion. I'm not very good, but
What else do you play? Do you play any other instruments?
not really. No.
Accordion and
Yeah.
keyboard.
Like
I
any
mean, not
musician,
like
I
that's
can.
enough.
Like any musician, I can play a little bit on the drums.
Yeah.
And just if you know the decision of the division of the beat, then you can play a little bit of drums.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, place is starting to get some people here. You're going to be
Yeah.
playing soon, so we'll
Yeah.
wrap this up. And will you come back on and do this again with us sometime?
Yeah, you got about halfway through my my music.
I know we do. We're only halfway through your journey, so
Yeah.
can we?
Oh, I'd love to. I'd
Come
love
back
to.
for part
Yeah,
two?
yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
These two guys are so cool. So
Oh,
cool
dude.
guys. Always for years now. So they, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool
We
guys.
appreciate you, brother.
Yeah.
We appreciate you, man.
Oh, thank you.
All right, I'm gonna. Oh, Melvis, you want to give him an Indiana Rocks? See you guys later. Thanks for clicking on.
That's cool.